Okay, hello, everyone. We're back. As long as StreamYard does not kick us out, then I think the only thing we'll have to worry about today is this YouTube shutting us down, which they might because they hate it when we criticize things. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I think we're going to have a lot of fun as long as YouTube allows us to. YouTube is always ready with that measuring stick on how much fun we're allowed to have. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hope it's going wonderful for all of you. Hope you're being safe. Hope you're being well. I know you're all being lovely, but I hope you're all being safe. I hope you're all being cautious, and I really hope you're all just making the best of it, making the best of a terrible situation. But today, very special episode of Morning Nonsense because, well, for one, it's a Saturday, and we as we see, there's no more Saturday morning cartoons. Well, I might as well step in to see what I can do. And two, well, we have a. It's not just a series of videos and articles today. Today, we'll just solely be covering Gotham High, and we'll go as long as we can, and we might be able to finish it. We might not, but I think we'll either way. I think we will have a lot of fun, quite a bit of fun, I think, because Gotham High is just terrible. It's just a pandering slog. It is. uh, I'm having a lot of trouble believing that Melissa De La Cruz is an award-winning writer. That she is a number one best-selling writer because either that or the New York Times number one best-selling writer isn't that prestigious a title anymore. Because this is just terrible. This is terrible. You can go on to any fan fiction site and you can see quality of this nature or better, in fact. Let's see here. Barry Bend, have you seen RJ's current video? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Who's RJ? Uh, I probably know them. I just don't know which initials those are. Let's see. Here we go. And by the way, before we begin, speaking of superheroes, Doctor Alpha Miracle Child is at $37,905. So just less than $100 away, chat. Less than $100 away from achieving the goal of $38,000, which means we'll be once it hits 38,000, we will be continuing our adventures in Doki Doki Literature Club. See, Zofrats, thank you very much for the 20. Asia as Avatar supposed to be Alfred? Not this time. Not this time. And speaking of Alfred, actually, not speaking of Alfred at all, but Hex Harper gave a very generous super chat before the show began, it seems. Hex Harper says, unfortunately, I can't put it on screen. It has disappeared from StreamYard's chat, but Hex Harper says, when you get to Bruce's tiny face, if you elongate the chin, he becomes Dorito face, bad touch senpai. Have fun, everyone. Thank you much, Hex Harper. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah, Bruce Wayne has a very tiny face, but it's really hilarious why he looks so different. And one thing you'll notice, I want you to notice a few things, chat. Uh, we'll go through this. I want you to notice a few things, and we'll see what goes on because there's some very strange stuff that goes on here. Well, not all that strange. Not if you not if you consider Melissa De La Cruz a fan fiction level writer who does fan fiction writer things, because this whole thing is fan fiction. Go ahead and share it, and we shall stay. We shall stay as long as we can, and we'll read through it as long as YouTube allows us. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we'll see. We shall try anyway. This is the infamous Gotham High. The infamous Gotham High. Let's see, a Nano Reaper. She is a best-selling author of 50 Shades of Grey genre of fiction, so books more poorly written than fan fiction. Okay, that's why. She has a few. I know she has a few. They list a few writing credits, but yeah, this is I guess this is how it works. This is how it works. I think Bruce Wayne might have committed a crime, like a very serious one. I'm not really sure. We'll see. We'll see, and if we get there, we can all decide together, as a jury of his peers, whether or not Bruce Wayne committed a really serious crime or not. This is Gotham High. and it's scandalous, and it's all, and and I'm pretty sure that if you know how fan fiction writers write, and if you know how these egotists write their characters, you know what role Selena Kyle plays in this, because Selena Kyle is not a side character. Selena Kyle is not a side character at least. Bruce Wayne is definitely not the main character in here, although he looks like one from the cover. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Gotham High, Part 1. I think it's in 3 parts, Chad. We need an internet gas to help us through this, it seems. So stop sharing the screen. Will it work? Sometimes that does the trick. I don't see why it's so difficult to load the next page. Come on. Is YouTube stop us already? Did YouTube stop us already? Hmm. There's all sorts of problems today, chat. All sorts of problems. They're not being very kind to us. It's not our day. Let's see here. And it's still loading. It's still loading. It's still loading. I think they anticipate us to doing this chat, and they're just loading things forever. Let's see here. Let's see. Red alert. Thank you much for the 10. Appreciate that. Notice in the trailer and on the cover, the skin color of Selena Kyle keeps changing from white to black to white to Latina and alternates between the three. And you think an editor would spot this? It might have been a trick. Might have been a trick of the eye, actually, because I mean not a trick of the eye, but it might have been a trick on the editor's part, because in these fictions and these like teen romance stuff, the YA stuff, it's supposed to be Selena Kyle is supposed to be a pair of pants. This is why Marvel is so terrible with their heroes, at least in the comic books anyway. That's mainly because while superheroes are supposed to be people you admire, people you want to become, in romances, when it's romances that people who are interested in these sorts of things, when they do it, it's not someone I want to become. It's I want to have a main character which I can step into. I want to become the main character. I want to be not become the main character. But I want to be the main character. I want to imagine myself in their place. Yeah, chat. This seems frozen, so I'm going to have to go through all of this, and it's not. This is loading forever, chat. Hold on, chat. It's just one thing after another today, chat. It's one thing after another. It's just okay. You're going to do this. We're just going to. Everything's going to just stop working. It's going to stop working. That's what it's going to be doing, chat. But in these instances, I think what they tried to do anyway, was have Selena Kyle be everyone. So she's white, she's black, she's Latino or Latina, and that way the reader can say, oh, "Okay, look, Selena Kyle is me. Selena Kyle is me." I can just step into her role and be a Mary Sue, and it's going to be fantastic. Uh, but but yeah, it might have been a failure on the editor's part, although it could have been intentional, so that they get more people to invest in this book. Which I think the only people who actually invested in this book were critics wanting to wanting to lambast it. I know that's why I got it. But they're putting a damper on us today, chat, because nothing works today. Nothing is working. So it's still loading like everything else. I think we got some news on this stuff recently, and the reason why a lot of this stuff is happening, all this lag is happening, is because everyone is on the internet and everyone is using it at the same time because everyone is stuck in their houses. So there's a reason why there was an incident with YouTube where you couldn't stop streams anymore. You couldn't start or stop streams, and it was really interesting. It's really interesting, and you couldn't start or stop streams. You couldn't do much of anything, and everything was laggy. Everything has been horribly laggy, and the reports have come out. It's because there's been a huge influx of people using the internet more and at the same time. So because I have an Ethernet port in here, it should be going the fastest possible, but it isn't. It's just taking forever with everything. I think today it might be that everyone is on it this morning or something. So let's see here. Harry Schroeder. I think the problem is SJWs put their virtue signaling and over agenda before storytelling. That's why their work crashes and burns. Yeah, because they hit you over the head with this stuff. They don't let up. They want you to be subject to politics at every turn possible. At every turn possible. So they want you to. You turn on the news, politics. You go to the store, politics. They want you to go to the movies, politics. The smashing the patriarchy and stuff. They want you read their comic, politics. Read their book, politics. Everything they want to saturate you with their politics until you finally surrender and give in. There's no mercy with these people, chat. There's absolutely no mercy with these people. They are crazy, insane, and they want to indoctrinate you into their cult, little hive mind. It's believe it or not, chat. It's still loading. It's still loading. The next page. It's so hard to load one panel of one page of a comic that it's just still loading like this. I don't know. Let's see here. If I reopen the page, will that work? I doubt it. I doubt it will, but we might as well try so we can get this done. So we can get going. Gotta get going, chat. Time is money, as the old business saying goes. And see, Harry Schroeder, politics must be a boring life. I think that's why the lives are pretty miserable, as far as I've seen. That's why they want to drag you down. That's why they wanted. If you saw the episode a few days ago, uh, with Sean Gordon Murphy, that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. They they know Sean Gordon Murphy is going to, if he launches a crowdfunded comic, then he's going to be highly, highly successful. And he's going to be able to succeed where they are failing. And they can't have that. So what they do instead is they see Sean Gordon Murphy crawling his way out of this bucket that they are all trapped in, this bucket of failure and well, being poor, being failure and unemployed. They see him crawling out of this bucket, and they instantly jump in to say, "No, you can't do that. No, you cannot crawl out of this bucket, Sean Gordon Murphy. You can't. It's not a good look." They told him it's not a good look. Okay, Chad. Okay, I think we fixed it. I think reloading the page fixed it. So let's see here. Criminal Imagination, the much of the 10. NPCs seem to have a thing for underage romances, getting sexual, all the while calling anime fans pedos. I'm not against fictional characters being that way, but it's the hypocrisy. Yeah, it's not the actual what they're writing about. It's not what they're writing about. The subject matter, because I mean, teen romances has been a genre since for years and years and years and years and years, long time, long time. It's the fact that they want to destroy you while with the same bludgeon that you could use against them. So they are really obsessed with underage romances, but they uh they call people who like anime it not just people who like weird stuff. Not people. What's it called? Uh, Lolly. Yeah, like Lolita from Nabokov's book. Yeah, Lolly. So it's not the anime people who like Lolly uh they call pedophiles. It is all people. Like if you like anime, if you like Attack on Titan, and you just like seeing these people, like seeing these heroes fly around with their mechanical devices and fight gigantic people who want to eat other smaller people or something. They call you a a predator. Also, you're lumped in right along with those other people. In the meantime, they're over here enjoying their team romances. And I think if you ever heard uh, Yellow Flash talk about this, where he says that Cena Kyle cucks the Joker and Batman. I thought that wasn't that was a funny like over exaggeration, but no, that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens, chat. Sleet and Kyle is she is not the most virtuous of people, not the most virtuous, and it kind of ruins her character almost a little bit. Kind of ruins her character in retrospect, because you would think that Selena Kyle actually loves Batman or something, but after reading this, it seems like it's a manipulation rather than someone who actually loves him, and it kind of hurts her character in retrospect. Let's see here. LCL, pretending he don't know what lollies are. Oh, I knew what they are. I just forgot what they're called at the moment. Because that was a big thing. That was a huge thing when they always bring up anime. Let's see here. Hyperdrive, Lolita and Lolicon are two different things. Well, I thought that was where it came from. Like that's why they call Lolicon because of it. I kind of stemmed from Lolita, which was about a man and an underage girl by Nabokov. Let's see here. Though I don't know, did it come from somewhere else? Oh well, who knows? Let's see here. Let's see here. But yeah, they will chastise you and demonize you just for liking any sorts of anime. And while they really like to see while all these like middle-aged housewife or not even housewife, all these middle-aged women with 10,000 cats enjoy their underage teen romances. So it's the hypocrisy that's a problem, chat. So let's see here. Let me get this back up and running. Finally, it seems to. We'll see how long this works. And this is the very first page. This is the very first page. So let's see here. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So are you ready, everyone? We're finally ready to go, and we'll see how long we can last because I don't know how long YouTube will allow us to stay up. This is a so the hammer might come down at any minute. So let's keep going as long as we can. I want, but the things it all starts really quickly. It all starts really quickly into what changes. Let's see here. Maniac Man 2030. My nitpick that people don't get: Lolly isn't just little girls. It's more of a body type, small and petite, and usually okay. I thought that I didn't know that part. That was just you know, that's what I always heard. It was just concerning like really young characters, like really young characters. Edgar BM, what comic are we reading this morning? Well, we're reading Gotham High. Reading Gotham High, and not liking this is wrong think. And even though we're using this for purposes of critique, we're not going to be reading it just for showing it off. And we're going to be using this for purpose of critique. YouTube might still come after us, might still wave the ban hammer around and try to get us, chat. But it starts quickly. The nonsense starts quickly. So that's one thing in our advantage. Okay, so here's Gotham High, and we get a intro by Selena Kyle herself, and it's saying that this is what's really interesting though, chat. Lucky Jinx, very much with the 5. Appreciate that. It's hilarious that the fanfic I used to read as a preteen is now being sold by major comic book publishers who used to write and sell amazing stories. Yeah, strange, isn't it? It's almost as if they've dropped their standards to a dangerously low degree. They're now searching fan fiction websites for writers or something. Let's see here. So, okay, okay. So here we go. Um, this isn't called like Gotham Academy or this school. This is a school where the preppy school where all the rich kids go. This is where Bruce Wayne starts out. Okay, this is where Bruce Wayne begins the story, and apparently it's one of those like really clicky schools, kind of like the school from Dead Poet Society. I believe that's the movie I'm talking about. Yeah, where it's really preppy. It's really snobbish, and they pick on you. They pick on you really easily. They're really quick to just stomp on the lower classmates they'll see. And it's not called Gotham. It's not called Gotham Academy because the Gotham High is a public school. But it's not. But this prestigious academy is not called Gotham Academy, or it's not called Wherever They Are Academy. It's called Arkham. It's called Arkham. Like it's called Arkham Preparatory School for boys. No, if you're not familiar with Batman, which you probably are, Arkham is the asylum, is the insane asylum. So to me, they could have just brought up another name, but I guess they need some recognition. Why? But why would you use the insane asylum name? Why don't you just call it Gotham Academy or Gotham Preparatory School, and then Gotham High can be different? You can do that. It's a. It's supposed to be. Notice it's for boys, but it's called Arkham, like the insane asylum. So is this supposed to be like a dig at how these boys act? What is that? Why did you couldn't think of another name? It's not very creative. Not very creative at all. HK47 for life, and much with five. Appreciate that. I've been reading some pre-Disney Star Wars comics, and it's amazing how different the quality in storytelling is compared to Disney Star Wars. But that's because Disney forgot how to write anything. They used to Disney used to be able to produce really, really interesting works, really interesting movies, and then they kind of forgot how to do it. One notable example is the original Frozen. They have they put in songs for no reason. There's a song about a misunderstanding. Like there's a misunderstanding that happens in Frozen, where they think that Hans and Anna are together. They're a couple at that moment, and there was a misunderstanding, and they make a whole musical about it. But it's just a misunderstanding. It's usually a little hilarious joke they throw in, and to make the main character feel awkward. But that doesn't require an entire musical about it. The one really good thing about or two really good things is I want to build a snowman, and of course Let It Go. And those are the saving graces of those movies. If without those two songs, the Frozen would be awful. it's just it's not really much of a story. Let's see here. But yeah, it's because they forgot how to write. That's where they're acquiring all these other properties that already have a well-established lore behind them, well-established fan bases, because they know that they don't know how to write anymore. They've lost the touch. They fired. I think someone suggested that over the course of time, they when a company becomes successful, they stop giving the writing role to actual writers and give the writing role to marketing people, marketing departments, and people tend to notice that sort of thing. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, so this is the preparatory school, and it's called Arkham for some reason. Okay, I guess this would be insane. It's full of boys, therefore it's insane. This is the page exclaiming that they can really make fun of you, the cruelty. While there are only 25 useful Latin verbs, well, we gotta make sure that we know that she's Latin. Okay, gotta make sure. It's a staple in social justice writing that if you have a minority character, they have to just tell you how much of a minority they are every sentence, every chance they get. Let's see. Sketch therapy. The sentiment is stronger on the island when your youth travels or is raised abroad. There could be influence of the revenge eugenics, which are heart of the modern leftist retribution rhetoric. Yeah, it's postmodernism, chat. Postmodernism is the real problem here. They don't like objective criticism, and they just it's all sorts of nonsense with postmodernism. It's just all sorts of horrible things. And the quote unquote oppressed must oppress their oppressors. That's the ideal here. And the oppressed are always the weaker, and the oppressor is always the stronger. So it's like I think we went over the other day or the other episode. If you put Darkseid and Lex Luthor in a room, suddenly, according to their philosophy, Lex Luthor is a good guy. He can do whatever he can still do everything he does on a normal day-to-day basis. But the thing is, he can still destroy lives, ruin, steal things, steal 40 cakes or whatever, and he will still be treated as the good guy because his actions are justified because he's the oppressed. And that's where the problem comes in, because that's not how people think. Okay, you do bad things, whether you're oppressed or not, it's still bad. That's why anti-heroes exist. That's why anti-villains exist. Let's see, Criminal Imagination. Thank you very much for the five. Marquis de la Gomez. Um, Marquis de la Gomez clearly saw Arkham on the video games like Arkham City and said, "Oh, so there must be a second. There must be school there." Well, obviously, oh yeah, Arkham City. Therefore, it must have a school. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually what happened. I wouldn't be surprised if not even she didn't even play it. So obviously she didn't play the video games. She didn't play the video game. I'm pretty sure she just saw the video game Arkham City. Oh, Arkham City, Batman. I guess Arkham City is another city apart from Gotham, and that's where Bruce Wayne can go, and he can go from Arkham City to Gotham City in my story. And obviously, Arkham City must have a school there. That's actually pretty spot on. I think that might be what happened. I think it might be what happened. Let's see, Vason Kisai, L on the forehead. Are they alluding that the guy would be lit to him? Yeah, because you have horns and everything. Yeah, face reveal chat. They doxed me. This whole comic was aimed to dox me, chat. It was very well played on their part. This is me. Very well done. Very well done. Let's see here. Okay. Uh, okay, chat. Before we move on to the next page, okay, I'm going to go ahead and guess who this character is because this character he's not significant to the story, but he isn't just a nobody either. He's kind of more or less he is a legacy character of Batman, believe it or not. So give me some guesses in the chat. We'll have some fun with this. Give me some guesses in the chat. Who do you think this person is? Okay, who do you think this guy is? Let's see here. Make sure I got this correctly. Okay, okay. One second, chat. So yeah, give me some give me some guesses in the chat. See if I'm gonna take it off the screen real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Make sure we got this correctly. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So here he is. Cruelty. It says cruelty. I give some guesses in the chat. Dick Grayson, Penguin, Alfred. Is this supposed to be Alfred? Is this supposed to be Alfred? We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Space Oyster, Calendar Man. Oh, it could be. That's a very good. It's a very good guess. It's a very good guess. Let's see. The sushi guy, Lucius Fox. That's something I was thinking about too when I first read this. That it could have been Lucius Fox, but we'll see. We shall see, won't we? There are a number of infinite ways to be cruel in Arkham through social media. Social media is a big thing, and there's some grown moments here, chat. Where they mentioned Coachella. Who mentions Coachella? Come on. And it's basically they're showing bullying, and they're bullying this kid over social media and in person. What do they call it? IRL. You don't have to use slang every time. Okay, I get it. I get it. The young they use social media. You don't have to use slang in your monologue. Okay, Selena Kyle. Rocket Helix or Dot 99. Master Bruce Sama Yamate. Alfred Kuhn. Can't wait. Oh, me neither. Me neither. Let's see. Let's see. No Shredder if it's Bane. I'm killing myself. Killing yourself in Minecraft. Uh, that would be interesting. And that'd be really insulting too, because Bane is already a minority. He's already a minority. You don't have to change him to a different minority to suit your agenda. Birth Hugo Strange. You could guess that he is the diverse bullies. Yeah, they are diverse bullies, aren't they? But you could guess that he might be like a Doctor Arkham himself, but because this is Arkham Preparatory School. Let's see. He's getting bullied. They're beating him up. They're really savagely beating him up and without repercussions. And then a mysterious ninja flies in and fights them all with his ninja skills. Let's get out of here. See, Dr. Crow, Mr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The revelation will hit us soon, chat. Very very soon. So they're running away. He gets up. He's bleeding. He has his bleeding face. And there's Bruce Wayne's very very small face, very very small. I don't know what's going on. What is this face? It's like someone photoshopped them in real life. And these don't even look like leaves. They look like money, as if money just generates and then just rains on him. He's so rich. His money just generates wherever he goes. Let's see. Sketch therapy. White hand versus black youth on the phone. Give it an award. Bravo train. They hate the whites as Goebbels trained Germany to hate the modern awards. Yeah. And let's go back a little bit. See, I think that's what they wanted actually. There we go. Let me see here. They're beating him up. There it is. That's what they really want. That summarizes their whole mentality. The oppressor and the oppressed. Even if he's rich, even if he's just as rich as everyone else, one is the oppressor. One is the oppressor because of his skin color, because he has more power or something somehow. But we'll get there. We'll get to see who this kid is. We'll see who this kid is eventually. Small face Bruce. I can see him having. Okay, when I'm reading this eventually, because he says the word uncle a lot. I kind of imagine him with Zuko's voice for some reason. Let's see, HK47 for life. Thank you much for the two. That's definitely a racist look, and a racist look is not a good look, as they'd like to say, as these readers enjoy saying all the time, especially the people who this might be succeeding where they cannot. Rocket and Salem, thanks for $99. Appreciate that. Bruce Wayne making the impromptu face sums this up. Oh, the impossible face. Impossible. I remember that one. The impossible. Let's see here. So he's reaching down. He's going to help up this kid. Were you learning to fight like that? So apparently, like he learned to fight like a ninja. Let's jump in and beat up everyone like a martial arts expert from a man named Master Zhang. Master Zhang is his martial arts mentor. Do we meet Master Zhang? Does he ever mention again? No, no, he's not. Chat is the only time we see the words Master Zhang in here, because apparently the guy who taught him how to fight, a mentor to Bruce Wayne, is not important. It never comes up again, even though he has to fight again. It's a, but still, he has a very, very tiny face, very, very tiny face. But of course, Bruce Wayne is no longer white. He's now Chinese. He's now Chinese. So let's see here. Locations Primate, thank you much for the 10. Appreciate that. So many critics embrace postmodernism to defend their subjective analysis, but postmodernism rejects meta narratives. Yet they often also embrace Marxism, which has a strong historical meta narrative. Yeah, oddly enough, that's how it is, isn't it? That's how it is. So don't do postmodernism. It's very weak. It's a very weak stance. If you're going to have an opinion, then do so in a way that is coming from a place of strength. These people tend to come from a place of weakness. Oh, it's just my opinion. It's not like if you don't agree, then that's fine. We can agree to disagree. No, 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 no. Okay, well, the number one piece of advice I got for writing essays, for example, which are supposed to be your opinion, unless it's even if it's supposed to be factual, even if it's supposed to be fact based, it's still your opinion. It's just your opinion being uh, reformed into the shape of an argument with facts and logic. But here's the thing: even if you think you might not be right, even if you think you might be wrong, or even if you think that you there's a possibility you could be wrong. Okay, you're supposed to write an essay as if you are correct, as if you believe you're correct, so that it comes off with confidence, and then people take that into consideration, and then disagree with you if they disagree, or agree with you if they agree. Is That's where you're supposed to be coming from, a place of strength. Postmodernists seem to think that, oh well, if I can't come off as a too arrogant, but they often do. But they don't like the idea of objective criticism. They don't like the idea of putting forth an opinion and being able to back it up. Because if it's their opinion and they think that they're right, then they have to back it up with evidence, and they just don't. Why? And as Sweatboy said, why think when you can feel? So they argue with emotions rather than facts and logic, rather than trying to put it together logically. So yeah, just don't do postmodernism. Be confident in your opinions, even if you, uh, because if you do that, you put forth your opinion and then you hold it, and you have a strong grasp on it, and then someone offers you a better argument, and then you change it if you think it should be changed. But if you have an opinion, voice your opinion and don't just back down as soon as someone steps up to challenge it, and just cry about it's just your opinion, man. It's here's why I think I'm right, and why I think your opinion is wrong, and then they will say why their opinion is right and why they think your opinion is wrong. That's how arguments happen, and it's not a wrong thing to do. You're supposed to be coming from a place of strength, or else what is it? What's the point in listening to you at all if you're not confident in your opinion? Okay, hold on 1 second here. I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. Uh, Tell Master Zhang I sent you. Okay, he gave him a card that's mostly in Chinese. We get it. You're Chinese. You're Chinese, Bruce. I get it already. And he says, but wait. And he's one of those 555 numbers. Wind, water, flame. What kind of business card is this? Is he a martial artist? Is he a yogi? What is this? Usually, if you're going to give someone a business card, it's supposed to tell the person holding the business card what the business actually is. So far, it's a business card with Chinese lettering on it. That unless this is China, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why would you do this? Because no one. Chances are you're in America, and people aren't going to just instantly know what these letters mean, what these Chinese characters mean. Also, the words you do have in English are wind, water, flame, and earth. That tells me nothing. What is this? Is it a massage parlor? are, you, are you a band? What is this? If you didn't tell me it was a martial arts instructor, I would not know. This is a terrible business card. So are we supposed to say, oh, wind, water, earth, flame, earth? Obviously, he's a martial arts instructor. What's going on? This is a terrible, terrible business card. Let's see, Charles Bosserman, thank you much for the 5. This is your brain. This is your brain on postmodernism. Friends don't let friends use postmodernism. I should use that, actually. I should use that. It'll get them really angry. I mean, Mahler just said, uh, all he did was utter the phrase, The Last Jedi is objectively bad, and it launched an entire wing of crazies to come and defend it, to come and defend Last Jedi, and try to debunk the idea of objectivism at all. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's also fantastic because it gives a lot of nonsense to look at. Let's see here. Barry Bend. Ninja arts are Japanese, not Chinese. I know. Batman canonically trained with ninjas, not Chinese Shaolin monks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, ninja were there were a lot of Japanese clans, Japanese ninja clans. Uh, Yeah, it's really. I actually have a book on the history of ninja. It's really interesting, but yeah, I mean, it's there. There are Chinese. There, uh, It was a joke, okay, Chad. It was a joke because he jumped in like he just jumped in like an expert martial artist. So I just said, well, he jumps in like a ninja. I know, Chad. I know ninjas are Japanese. It was a joke. Let's see here. Dr. Crow, thank you much for the 4.99. This is an awful business card. I tried to sell my magic show. I tried to sell my magic show without showing a hat or a rabbit or something. I would get no business. Yeah, exactly. So what's the? I mean, at least show a fist or something, right? At least show a say that have a Cobra Kai or something on there to show that you're a martial arts dojo or a martial arts instructor. So there's nothing on here. Okay, and at the very least, have a little symbol that you could say, "Oh, this must be a martial arts place." And then if I want to take martial arts, I'll call it. But here it's just Chinese lettering that Americans probably won't understand. Most Americans probably won't understand. And then the words wind, water, flame, and earth. Okay, this tells me nothing. What am I gonna do? Is this a was this like a sex hotline? What is it? What's going on? It's a massage parlor. Is it a music store? Is he read? Is read like a that one band at the Earth, Wind, and Flame? What is this? You don't know unless he tells you. Unless the person tells you what this card is pertaining to. It's not going to pertain to anything. Let's see here. Rucka and Sailing is for 4.99. This is what happens when the idea people take over the industry and push all the creators out of the industry. This is what postmodernism is, in my opinion. Yeah, pretty much. You get horrible stuff. You get stuff done by marketing people. You get all kinds of nonsense. Yeah, the 555 number. Let's see here. Edgar BM 555. It's a fake number, fake card. Yeah, yeah, take it literally. Because 555 is an infamous starting point for phone numbers to indicate that they're fake, that they don't work. So it's kind of the 555 thing is kind of reserved for fake phone numbers. So that if you're watching a movie and a phone number appears, and of course some moviegoers might want to go and call that number, it won't go anywhere. They don't want to put on a random number and then have thousands of people call that one number. It would get annoying. Let's see here. Oh, very nice. CWD Trixie. Bruce Wayne needed to train need to get training from by the best. Need to get trained by the best. And no one is better than the great and powerful and wise Wimplo. I am bleeding, making me the victor. Try my face to your fist style. That'll be an interesting fighting technique for Batman to use, or Bruce Wayne to use. Okay, so it's a Japanese kanji for fire. Okay, so this is this Japanese lettering then? So he's Chinese. He's canonically Chinese in this book, but he got trained by a Japanese guy. Are they just trying to fit in all the races? Because they don't have a Japanese guy in this book. Maybe they said, "Oh no, we forgot to put a Japanese guy in this book," because Poison Ivy is Korean, so they forgot to put a Japanese guy in here. So maybe they this Master Zhang, the Japanese guy named Zhang, maybe he's the one who is Japanese. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Uh, Chekhov's and those jokes are hate crimes. Oh yeah, I know that. That's why they hate us because we're committing so many hate crimes slash jokes. Oh, uh, HK47 for life. This is horribly racist. I kind of agree because this is the only way they can write. It's the only way HOWs and NPC writers can write. They write in caricatures and stereotypes, and that's it. That's it. They don't really. Uh, it's really strange. It's really strange. Really strange. Anyway, so terrible business card. We can move on now. Who are you? This mysterious young man asks of Bruce Wayne. And they said like, so the boys get in trouble. They all get in trouble. It's not a race thing either because as you mentioned before, even the bullies are woke, It's kind of like how they wanted to, how the Disney Star Wars wanted to put forth that the First Order were white supremacists, but their just natural instinct is to be woke, and they're so woke that even the bad guys are woke. So it doesn't really fit because the First Order doesn't just have white people in it; it has people of all races in there. So it's not a white supremacist movement anymore. They have all kinds of races in there. So they seem to have done the same thing with these bullies. Okay, they had a bunch of woke mixed race bullies, and now they're trying to say, "Oh, look, these are the oppressors," and they're beating up this poor kid who's a minority, forgetting that they already made the bullies very diverse. They can't keep up with their own. They can't up with their own narrative. Let's see here. Okay. They're at the office, at the principal's office, and the whole narrative here is that they're getting off the hook because they're rich. The parents, I guess, they pay a lot into the school, saying zip zero. They get no repercussions for that. However, Bruce Wayne is being sent to the office, and it would be overlooked. They're saying it would be overlooked. However, he forgot to turn off the cameras. So for some reason, the same cameras that were looking at the spot where they were beating this young man to death because they're bullies, for some reason didn't catch that, and all the cameras caught were Bruce Wayne getting Bruce Wayne beating up people, and that's the only thing people caught, because obviously people aren't going to take out the smartphones and record a bunch of guys ganging up on one little kid or one smaller kid, beating him to death. No, obviously they're just going to whip out their phones for Bruce Wayne to beat up everybody. And he's saying that he got caught in the security cameras, and we've been spoken about the treatment of Richard Grayson. Here it is, chat. Here's the revelation of who that kid was. That kid that they beat up was Robin. That was Robin. That was Dick Grayson. He's no longer a circus kid. He has now switched races, and he is now someone completely different. So he's not a circus kid anymore. He's just some guy. He's just some rich kid who went to the same school as Bruce Wayne, who is named Dick Grayson. Which is really strange because you would think that Dick Grayson would be significantly younger than Bruce Wayne, considering that in the future Bruce Wayne is going to come back from his journey abroad, his journey across the world, and then take in Dick Grayson after his parents have been killed, and take in Dick Grayson as his son. Getting kind of creepy, isn't it? Imagine taking in your someone who was like a imagine being like a senior in high school, and then taking in and taking someone who's a junior as your son in the future. That's where it is. This isn't the Roman times, okay? You don't. That's not really such a common occurrence these days. You don't take someone who's your age, or just like maybe 1 year below you, or maybe 2 or 3 years below you, and have them as your son. It's not a typical thing that happens. It's kind of strange. Of course, they did a race swap, not only in Bruce Wayne but also Dick Grayson. And do you think Dick Grayson has a big part to play in this whole thing? You think he might? No, of course he doesn't, Chad. Of course he doesn't have a big role to play. He was just in here. They just added in Dick Grayson so they can make you angry. So they can go, look, we switched Dick Grayson's race. Okay, we're done with him now. He's off. I think he might appear one more time in this book, and that's it. He doesn't help. He doesn't meet Bruce Wayne. He doesn't meet Selena Kyle. Doesn't really meet the Joker or Jack Napier in this instance. He's just he's like a background character. He's just here to be the catalyst for Bruce's punishment here, which is his eventual expulsion. Which is why he's going to Gotham High. He doesn't stay here at Arkham Preparatory School. Obelisk Titans. Thank you much for the 799. So then here this representation is tokenism renamed exactly. It's just tokenism. We need this guy. We need someone of this race. We need someone of this gender. Let's see. I can say nothing for 1299. Looking like Steven Seagal in that panel. It actually kind of does. It's like a Steven Seagal who kind of lost a couple of 100 pounds or something. Yeah. I think Steven Seagal. I think he's like a Samoan or something. I'm not really sure. I don't think he's Chinese, but I know he's around. He's kind of Samoan. He does look a little Samoan there with the that angry face, the angry face he's making. There's some funny faces in this comic chat. Let's see. Rocket Sandler thanks for $1.99. Action movie High School might make a good comic. Now that would be a good comic. It was just all centered around action. If we just Bruce Wayne is just beating up bullies left and right, and he has to fight. I don't know, high school ninjas or there's like a ninja high school, and he has to fight high school ninjas. That'd be really interesting. They made a Gotham High, but they said it in a where Bruce Wayne is learning his ninja skills, and it's just it's ninja high school. Now that would be interesting. That'd be interesting. So he's kind of just giving this kid like a pimp slap, and that's what the security cameras caught. And he said he would look it over. He would gloss us over and not care. But that video of that must be really embarrassing for this kid. That he's getting a everyone has seen him getting a pimp slap from Bruce Wayne. That might be a little hard to live down in the future. Hey, aren't you that kid that got pimp slapped by Bruce Wayne? This is sort of stuff that's going to follow him to the rest of his life because it went viral. I'm not even sure if it went viral because of Bruce Wayne stepped in to stop some bullies. I think it went viral because he pimp slapped a bully. It's probably called like, uh, Bruce Wayne pimp slaps bully, and that's it. Let's see. So he goes, instant expulsion. And like, you have anything to say for yourself, young man? He goes, I should have turned off the cameras. And now we get to see our other main character for this little outing called Gotham High, Jack Napier. And apparently, they're friends. He's really close friends with Selena Kyle, and has nothing. He's a trailer trash essentially. I think he actually is trailer trash. I'm not really sure. I forgot. Either that he lives in a house on the bad side of Gotham, which is most of Gotham, but the bad side of the bad side of Gotham. I guess he was scrounging through the trash for a $10 bill because people throw those away all the time. I guess. Okay. What was he doing? Yeah. So he's going through a dumpster, and the next panel, he found a $10 bill. Are people so rich in Gotham that they just throw away $10 bills? What is that? He's not searching for something to make a device or to fix something. He's not searching for through the dumpster for even food or something. No, he was searching through that dumpster for money or something. If that worked, I think there'd be far few homeless people around. Who throws away $10 bills? Like physically. I know I threw away like a $10 bill buying this comic, but I mean physically, who throws a $10 bill literally into the dumpster? And see here, Lancelot 652, thing number 5. This art is awful. They can't they can't keep faces consistent. Yeah, they kind of malleable have malleable faces, don't they? See, semantic. Those are garbage bills. Yes, much like this comic, these bills are garbage. Let's see here. So okay, let's keep going. Let's see what else we have here. So yeah, there's Jack Napier. Jack Napier is the Joker. He's the future Joker, and they make all kinds of allusions just to make sure you know that fact. And so, guys, passing drugs, kind of obvious that they're passing drugs along, and he's walking around. He has a wicked. I think she actually uses the term. We'll see here. She has. He. Oh yeah. Okay. Here it is. The first illusion. He has a wicked sense of humor. Chat. You get it? A wicked sense of humor. A wicked sense of humor. Books. He's taking that $10 bill that he scrounged to the dumpster for, and he's going to some books. He's going to a bookstore. He's going to buy a book. So yeah, these Okay, so I want you to pay attention to how these characters are characterized because they are not exactly what you would call. I don't know. I don't. We'll take a look. Just watch. We'll keep going, and you notice things. If we last long enough to get there, we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. You'll notice how exactly how much fan fiction this is. How f- how much this tastes like fan fiction. It's just. I mean, it literally feels like they copied and pasted a story right off of like fanfiction.net or something. So he pays for the book. He puts the entire book in his back pocket. He puts the entire book into his back pocket. How small is that book? Let's see here. Say he who laughs last laughs best. And he has a skateboard because of course he does. This he looks this is Sean. Like I said before in the previous streams, this is Sean from Boy Meets World. He's poor. He's but he's cool. He's a cool guy, but he's really poor. It's Sean from Boy Meets World. They took there's the creator Cruz took inspiration from like Chinese billionaires or millionaires, and so I wouldn't. She well, what I mean is she fully admitted she took inspiration for the story from shows she watches, and I wouldn't be surprised if she watched Boy Meets World and came up with the Jack Napier character. And the pranksters, you got it's Bruce Wayne. Finally, he goes home. So he was at a boarding school, preparatory school. The guy that was the Arkham Preparatory School was a boarding school, which means he lived there, and so he hasn't seen his uncle. His uncle sent him away, and you think he would have some resentment to that. You think they would have some interpersonal conflict, wouldn't you? Like the uncle. On one hand, the uncle said, "Oh, I want to send you away because I can't bear to look at you because you remind me of the death of my sister." On the other hand, he sent him away. It doesn't matter to Bruce. All he could see is an uncle who sent him away when he needed him most. So you think they would be setting up a nice, like a character conflict between the guardian of Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne himself. But of course, it doesn't happen, Chad, because that would be good, complex writing, and we can't have that here. We just have to have this shallow slog. Uh, can't have people acting like people. Just instant forgiveness, instant whatevs. You know, whatever. But yeah, he returns home after being sent away by his uncle. And here's the infamous part. He remembers his mother. We've so here's what the infamous parts of this remake that Masha Dean became Martha Wayne. She became Martha Wayne. She was the most beautiful girl in Hong Kong and from the richest family to boot. She was she was the richest family. The Waynes were nothing. The Waynes were just like paupers or something. I don't know. But she in the richest family. Few know it was her money that started Wayne Enterprises. It was her money, Chad. I guess the Waynes were nothing. The Waynes were nothing. This is one of the retcons that really hurt. This one really hurts because if I remember correctly, from everything I've heard from the Wayne Enterprises about Wayne Enterprises in the world of Batman, is that Wayne Enterprises was a very old company, like most of these companies are, because he's a billionaire. It's a billionaire. It's very difficult to go from nothing to billionaire in like one lifetime. It's very difficult. I know some people did it. Okay, but it's very difficult to do that. That's why it was so believable that Bruce Wayne turned out to be a billionaire and uh he was the latest legacy member of a very long company, a very old company. And I think the Court of Owls, the Scott Snyder, I think it's Scott Snyder. Yeah, I think so. His run on Batman, whatever you think about Scott Snyder, whether he's a jerk or not, his run on Batman, the Court of Owls, really kind of emphasized this, and that the Wayne Enterprises, the Wayne Company, went back, I think, hundreds of years, way before, like the way back in the Western times, or the Old West. And that's why it made it so believable that okay, this is old companies, but 100 or so years. You see a bunch of big companies today tout how old they are. The company that has been around since you know, they'll have the company name, and they'll say over 100 years or 150 years of success or 150 years of satisfied customers, something like that. And they're big businesses, they're the biggest ones because it takes a long time to get there. So this retcon is coming from someone who doesn't know how business works or something, because they're. It seems like they have the status and the production and the creation of a company that should be an old company, but apparently uh, it's not that old. It's not all that old at all. It's only maybe a 10-year-old company, maybe a 20-year-old company at worst. Maybe 30, maybe 30 if you started when he was really young. But they don't look very young here. And we see them die. We see them get murdered, and they don't look all that young. And Alfred is her brother, and he doesn't look all that young either. He might be in his 40s, maybe in his 50s. So we might see. So Wayne Enterprises in this story is maybe 20, 30 years old, already a billionaire status, already 150 century old business status. So they're bending logic to so that Martha Wayne can look better, and she's the one that gave her husband the seed money. So all the success, really her success. Got to take away all that success from the man. It was all her doing, not really his doing. He did all the hard work, but she provided the money. On the other hand, it's not really her money; it's her family's money. Let's see here. Reconciliation for $1.99. If the Joker doesn't go full Columbine, it's trash. Well, maybe a little bit, but no, it doesn't go full Columbine. However, he is a delinquent, so that's as far as it goes. Chat, you are going to rage. If you like the Joker, you are going to rage at what they did to his character in this comic book. You are going to rage at it. It is going to upset you so badly. If you manage to get to the end of the comic book, it's going to upset you so badly what they did to the Joker. It is very much that. Look at how they massacred my boy. Criminal Imagination, they were with 5. Appreciate that. I named my fantasy wrestling character Zilu, thinking it was vaguely Chinese. I think it holds up better than this. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Pretty sure it does. Someone looked up the name Ma Shah, and in I forgot which language it was, but the word Ma Shah means bitter, which is very, very telling, very accurate as to how these people think. They're all bitter people. Let's see, Regan Taylor for $1.99. Wasn't Thomas Wayne a doctor? Bruce made the money. I don't remember. I think it's some continuities he was a doctor, and other continuities he wasn't. So I think it's kind of in flux. But what isn't in flux, I thought, was that Wayne Enterprise was an old company. I thought it was an old company. That's what I always thought. Ever since I figured out how these things work. So in all these other Batman movies, I always assumed that Wayne Enterprise was an old company because it takes a long time to get to the place where you are a comfortable billionaire. You're a comfortable billionaire from nothing. I know there might be exceptions, and the Waynes were exceptional, but it just seemed like it was an old company considering how much prestige they had with inside Gotham. I mean, one thing is their new money. That's what they call it, old money. If you ever read The Great Gatsby, there's a kind of uh, schism between old money and new money. If you're new money, you don't get nearly the respect you do if you're old money. And I thought the Waynes were old money. That's because of how they were treated, how much they were revered in that city, the city of Gotham. While the Gotham might be corrupted, the city itself might be corrupted, but the Waynes were always revered in that city. So they have like not only are they rich, which they could have gotten rich the way Gatsby did. Spoiler alert! By taking advantage of the war, becoming a dirty, dirty war profiteer. But It could also be. They also have the luxury of having the respect and prestige of old money. I see that one servant of Satania who wishes Midland One. Does it explain the timeline of why it's called Wayne Enterprises if it's her money that started? I guess it's because it was done by Wayne. Wayne did the company. He did all the hard work. He sweated the sweat from his brow. And it's just that it was her money. She was his sugar mama. um, Martha Wayne was Thomas Wayne's sugar mama. That's what happened. He did all the work, but she provided all the money. So of course they had to take some glory away from Thomas Wayne. So they saw Madame Butterfly. What? Why? What's wrong with them? Now they've gone to an opera, Madame Butterfly, which I think, I think. Now I don't know for sure, Chad, but I think going by how this writer writes, I'm pretty sure she is just dropping names. She drops opera names just to sound smart because you would think Madame Butterfly, her naming Madame Butterfly would eat into the mythos behind her particular version of Batman. Because guess what, chat? The movie they had come to see and a lot of the newer stuff, he's going to go see Zorro, and Zorro feeds into the mythos of Batman because Zorro is essentially Batman but Spanish. He's Spanish Batman. So the story of Dio de la Vega is a rich guy who comes back from I guess military. I think it's military academy. It's been a long time since I read the origins or I listened to the origins or whatever. I think he went off to go train. He essentially went off to go train like Bruce Wayne did. He came back. He plays the hapless playboy, playing the rich caballero, and he comes in playing the hapless guy, the guy who can't fight, who failed his all of his academy training or whatever. And at night he dresses up as Zorro and fights crime, which is essentially just Batman, but with a sword. So when he goes to see Bruce, when they go to see Zorro in the theater before they got shot, it feeds into the mythos of Batman. It's connecting. Here, Madame Butterfly doesn't really connect, as far as I can tell. Let's see here. Barry Bend, isn't Madame Butterfly Japanese? China only has romance of the Three Kingdoms in its international zeitgeist. Yeah, and and I don't think the romance of the Three Kingdoms would really fit in the Batman mythos. I mean, you could also do the Journey to the West. You also do that one, but might be little complicated. I think she drops this because it's not even due to cultural stuff. Because the end she has they go see another opera by a totally different culture. But in this version, usually in the version we see, they get shot in Crime Alley. They get shot in Crime Alley. But in this continuity, there's not even a Crime Alley. There's not even a Crime Alley chat. They make it home. They make it home from the opera they went to. So there's no Crime Alley. They got rid of that. They got rid of that. There's no infamous place where the Waynes were shot. There's no Crime Alley. They make it home. And then there's some the bad guys are waiting for them. Of course, the man is this easily dispatched. Thomas Wayne is easily dispatched. They tie up the mother, and see she's still alive here, and they're just walking away with all their goods. And he's remembering. It must be really hard to be in there. He hid underneath the thing. So now she's dead. How? They don't show them being murdered or anything. They don't show them being shot or even have the implication of them being shot. The last thing we saw of these criminals, they had tied up Martha Wayne, put her in a bathtub, took all of her stuff, and walked away. And suddenly she's dead. What exactly happened? What didn't you show us? How did she die? Is she allergic to bathtubs? What is this? Is that hemp rope when she's allergic to hemp? Did she suffocate because they tied her mouth shut? What? That's pretty gruesome. How did she die? It could at least shown us like an up close image of a gun shooting or something. So okay, so they shot her, but they didn't. And not only didn't they do that, they showed the criminals tying her up while she was clearly still alive and walking away while she was clearly still alive. So how did she die? How did Thomas Wayne die? How did she die? There's no implication of murder in anything. There's just implication of them tying up the Waynes and then leaving. It's almost as if they died because they were supposed to. Like the criminals are they hired the wrong guys. And and Martha and Thomas Wayne knew they're supposed to die, so they just did. There's no That's the only explanation you can come up with. They both just had heart attacks or something. Is he Rocket Sailors for $1.99? Batman, Journey to the West. Would actually that would be amazing. That would be amazing. And the Joker could be the Joker could be Monkey. uh, and obviously Batman Tripitaka, the guy who brings everything together, the logic behind it. And Joker has the Sun Wukong sort of feel to him. Although Sun Wukong would have to be, the Joker would have to be kind of a good guy, sort of, a little bit. Rocket Taylor for $1.99. LOL. Bruce killed them for the inheritance money. That's actually the most fitting logic here. I mean, that's why he feels so bad. That's why he feels so bad, because he killed them for the inheritance money and then learned he couldn't get it until he was of age. Maybe that's what happened. I could see that happening, chat. Bruce Wayne is actually this sociopath, and he's like, okay, so they tied up my parents. They're helpless. They can do nothing, and they didn't even know I was here. So I'm free to walk around. And obviously didn't kill my parents. So he went around and killed his mother and father for the inheritance money. He says, "Oh, this is my chance. Now I can get the inheritance money. Now I can have all the ice cream I ever wanted. Take this moment, Dad. I'll show you for taking me to Madame Butterfly and then also not getting me some McDonald's on the way home. Now I have the money." And then it turns out that he couldn't get the money until he's 18, and that's why he feels bad. Okay, now we have a working theory here, Chad. Now we have a working theory. Very good. Very good. KH, thank you very much for the five. Would you do the four Chinese classics review? They are Water Margin, Journey to the West, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and Dream of the Red Chamber. Well, I would. I would. However, uh some of these are very, very titanic reads. So it'll take me a while. And longer than usual, which is quite a long time. So it is a possibility. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It'll just take a while. Let's see here. So yeah, see, look, he's in his bed. It looks like he's asleep. What happened? How is he dead? There's no bullet hole in his head. There's no like a stab wound. There's nothing. It was like he had like a blood pressure machine on there. Would he die of high blood pressure? What's going on? How did he die? Without this caption being here, it looks like it is exactly what happened, is what Rucker and Sano has suggested. That okay, so he's knocked out. Here's Bruce Wayne with his eyes covered in shadow. Uh, Hello, Daddy. And he's going. This is right before Bruce Wayne murdered his father. Right before Bruce Wayne murdered his father. So, going by the artwork and what we see going from one panel to the next, it looks like the burglars left their parents alive, but Bruce Wayne killed them after they left, and then blamed the burglars for doing so, for the inheritance money. Bruce Wayne was a bad seed, and that's why he's so guilty. He goes, "Oh, I killed my parents for nothing." Oh shucks. Oh shucks, chat. I killed my parents for nothing. Now I still have to wait to get my inheritance money. And see, Girodine, for the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, you can just do a Let's Play of Dynasty Warriors 8 for us. uh, would you be satisfied with that, chat? I mean, Dynasty Warriors. They did a total war of the Three Kingdoms. They did they did I think it's called Romance of the Three Kingdoms Total War. I think that's what it's called. Let's see here. Justice V. The plot was so toxic it killed him. I like that one too. I like that one too. That's very nice. Very nice. The plot was so toxic it killed his parents. KH, thank you very much for the two. Appreciate that. Bruce Wayne looked like a silent hentai protag. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, but as far as I could tell, the previous theory was correct as far as making sense. The burglars left his parents alive, but then Bruce Wayne, being going unnoticed by the burglars, came out and murdered his parents. And this is his Thomas Wayne still just unconscious or asleep or something, and Bruce Wayne is here to murder him. I'm gonna be on Yellow Flash tonight. By the way, chat. I think we were somebody talking about this comic also. I'll bring that up. I think I'll bring that up because it's hilarious and it fits with the artwork. It's a theory that not only is hilarious, but it fits with the artwork. It's perfect. Poor kid. He murdered his parents, and all he got was kicked out of the house. No inheritance. I mean, that's why he figured. That even works this way. It even works with the dynamic between Alfred and Bruce because Bruce he holds no grudge at all to his uncle Alfred. No grudge at all. So him being responsible for the death of his parents, killing his parents, and blaming it on the criminals would be very logical and fitting in the continuity of things. If him instantly forgiving Alfred for sending him away would be fitting because Bruce, in his heart of hearts, knows that he killed his parents, and it's it kind of balances it out. Kind of balances it out. And so that's why that would make sense. It keeps making more and more sense the more you think about it. The theory that Bruce Wayne killed his own parents in this one continues to make sense with what they give us. Very interesting. Very interesting. I say KH, thank you much for the 5. It was a common trope that the eyes would be covered and having a buzz cut for hairstyle. Oh, you mean as a hentai protagonist? uh, let's see here. The numbers. Uncle Alfred. Yes, Uncle Alfred. Alfred has been changed from the butler to Bruce Wayne's gay uncle, and for some reason I can't really fathom. His name is not Alfred, with a different name. Okay, it's not Alfred, Zhang or something like the master. It's Alfred Pennyworth still. And the only thing I can think of is that he took his husband's name. Even though his husband doesn't look British, he kind of looks more Irish. Or he doesn't look English. Pennyworth is kind of a really English sounding name. His husband looks really Irish, if I remember. Look at it. So here's the silhouette of his uncle Alfred. I'm not really sure why his name is Alfred, but is his uncle Alfred, his gay uncle Alfred. Let's see here. Rocket Sailor, thank you very much for the $1.99. Appreciate that. This ain't Batman. It's Hush. Dun dun dun. Remember the Hush storyline? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Let's see. The thing is, it doesn't. Alfred doesn't really matter. His sexuality doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if they turned him gay. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter what his sexuality is still, because you don't know what it is in the regular continuity, and there's a reason for that because it doesn't matter. But of course, SJW NPC writing has to have Alfred come out and just turn to the camera and say, look how gay I am." That's what happens. They introduce his husband and that he's gay, but does that ever play a part in the story? Does his husband do something interesting in the course of the story? Does the relationship ever come in handy? Like, is there a point in the plot where there is that something goes right or wrong because Alfred is in a gay relationship with his husband, or that his husband has some baggage that they have to deal with, or that he has some skills. His husband has some extra skills that he can utilize. No, it's It's just there to make Alfred gay because they need to check a box. There's nothing to do with the story. It's just he's just gay, and they turn to the camera and say, "Look how gay Alfred is now." And so, but it has nothing to do with the plot, nothing to do with the story. It is a checkbox they wanted to check off. At least, at the very least, Alfred is looking absolutely fabulous. At the very least. Yeah, but that's supposed to be Alfred, chat. That's supposed to be Alfred. It's new Alfred, new Uncle Alfred, Uncle Alfred. Oh, that'd be really interesting if they had if he had a butler named Alfred too. So it's like two Alfreds, Alfred and Alfred. Anyway, chat. So there's Alfred. Yes, that guy is supposed to be Alfred. And you say, well, now I'm here. This is where I was confused because I didn't know, I didn't consider that that previous theory that Bruce Wayne killed his parents in this continuity. Oh, but this is why this part confused me because it said that his uncle sent him away not for his own good, but for Alfred's own selfishness, and because he couldn't look at Bruce Wayne without without thinking about his sister, he sent Bruce away. And you think the natural response to that would be resentment. And I thought, why? I thought, okay, so there's going to be some resentment here. Like, get off me, Alfred. You're 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 my mother's brother and nothing else. And then over the course of the story, of course, they would they would go closer as Alfred does more things to him to show that, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm actually here for you, Booth. I'm sorry what I did before. So that's what I thought the dynamic was going. They're going to have an arc between Alfred and Bruce Wayne, solidifying that father almost father and son sort of relationship they would have during the course of Batman's career. Doesn't happen. Instant forgiveness. Just forget all about that nuance and complexity and character growth. No, we're just here to watch a teen three way. But now, see, there's no resentment here. Let's go forward a little bit. So there's no resentment. They're just talking about grades and money and stuff, and no resentment at all. So now this is why it confused me. Like, where's the humanity in this? Of course, he would be angry at Alfred for sending him away. Who wouldn't be? He needs to have some resentment. I thought he was showing in body language, but apparently that's not the case. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter anymore. But if he feels guilty that he killed Alfred's sister because Alfred sent him away because he can't stand to look at Bruce Wayne because it reminds him of his sister. But if Bruce Wayne is guilty of killing Alfred's sister, then that's actually an illogical explanation as to why Bruce Wayne didn't doesn't hold any resentment to Alfred for doing what he did. Hmm. That is interesting because it makes more and more sense. It continues to make more and more sense as we continue along, chat. It is pretty interesting stuff. KH, thank you much for the two. Cries Uncle Alfred sexual undertones. Oh no. That's just awful. That's awful. Let's see here. The one servant of Titania. That's so stereotypical for an Asian character. I thought so too. I was like, okay, he's gonna be one of those. Uh, let's go with that Asian father stereotype. That's what I thought he was going to be. uh, just look at the Asian father meme. I thought that was going to be Alfred, but they still kind of make him a stereotypical guy. They still make him a stereotype. So yeah, he's talking. He sees Bruce for the first time after what seems like years, and he just hello Bruce. Let's talk talking about money now. And let's see here. You're a billionaire, and he gives all the money back in the world. So Selena Kyle lives next door, and she lives in this broken down house, but she's also apparently rich. I think is that they're poor at the moment. They're poor until she turns 21, and that's her. She's the girl next door. They used to play together as kids, and that's she's there's the book that Jack Napier gave her. That's the one that Napier bought with the $10 bill he found in his in the dumpster for some reason. And of course, she owns a motorcycle. She's the coolest. She's the coolest character, Avar. And of course, Selena Kyle, you'll notice, is going to be portrayed as the center spotlight in this whole thing. She is going to be the protagonist that the reader is supposed to be stepping into. And so you're going to see Bruce Wayne. He can handle himself. He has a lot of charisma, and you would think it would be Selena Kyle kind of drooling over him. Not really the case, Chad. She likes Jack. She likes Jack Napier, uh, and now it's going to be the triangle between Jack Napier, Selena Kyle, and Bruce Wayne. Of course, she has a motorcycle because of course she does. But her father has Alzheimer's. So not only are they poor, her father has Alzheimer's. He's suffering from the disease Alzheimer's, and he can't really remember anything. And apparently, her mother hated him, so they're not going to help out. And she can't access the nurse is going away at the end of the month because the insurance won't pay for her anymore. So they're kind of in a steep position, and which is going to drive her to do the things that she does during this book. Like, hello, Bruce Wayne. Okay, here's Gotham High, home of the bats. And apparently, I think it's alluding to or trying to tell us this is where he got the idea of becoming Batman because of his school mascot. Well, what if your mascot was like I don't know, a dog or something? It could be Dog Man. There was a very specific reason. Like it's very clear at this point that Cruz has no idea what Batman is, has no idea about the lore. I think she even confessed to that. She just took on Batman because her husband likes Batman. And I'm pretty sure her husband is just smiling through gritted teeth, lying to her, saying that he loves it. I'm pretty sure that's the case right now. Because there's no way that that her husband loves both this and Batman. This is no way because the lore of Batman is that he took on the mantle of the Bat, so he can share his fear and his dread with the criminal element of Gotham City. Because Bruce Wayne fears bats, and so he wants to make the criminal element of Gotham City fear bats. Let's see, Kate, showing much for the two. Appreciate that. Batman and the Adventures of Three-Way Romance. I'm pretty sure that was the working title for this book. That might have been the working title of this one. Drescios V, thank you much for the 5. The house took more not maintained vice poor cut from your Vingressilia. As the house looks more not maintained versus poor. Yeah, so the house would look. You're right. The house would look a lot better. Hey, let's go back. Go back a second. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's take a look at her house. It looks like the only thing wrong with her house is not that she's poor. It's a very nice looking house. It's just that it's poorly maintained. She just does not cut the grass. She's a strong, independent woman, but she can't cut the grass. It's not her job. It's a man's job. It's a man's job to cut the grass, Chad. Obviously, they have there's no men in the house other than her father, who's suffering from a sickness. So there's no one in the house to cut the grass. obviously, obviously. And we have Gotham High, and that's what it looks like. Now, you think your main protagonist would be at least a little bit humble, a little bit, at least a little bit. I mean, a little bit humble. Let's see here, but not really so much. Not really so much. Let's see here. Lucky Jinx. They had to make Selena Kyle a thought. Yeah, they did. She totally, she completely is. It's because Catwoman becomes sexy and confident later on. There is a difference, writers. Yeah, because the woman is like sexy and confident, doesn't mean there are thoughts. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to make them a thought, but they did. They did. While Catwoman is not a thought, this version of Selena Kyle absolutely definitely is, and I don't know why they did that, but they did. Let's see. I see Barry Bend. Maybe next stream review the comic Ninja High School. Also, there's a need for Kazuma true gender equality speech as a clip to play on streams. Well, that's interesting. That's really interesting. True equality. Let's see here. You think that she would have some sort of, I don't know, humility, but she doesn't. She does saying that because in normal cases like this, you would have the main protagonist maybe be walking in and saying, "Oh, she's not anything special." So that other people see her as special. Maybe not the case. She's just some, as Licky Jinx says, she's pretty much just an arrogant thought. that's how they that's how they characterize her. So look, here it is. I'll read it. I'll go read this whole thing. No matter how many feel-good guidance counselor approved, school spirit encouraging mandatory events there are, the fiefdoms are as rigid as the rules that govern them. The jocks never sit with the nerds. The joiners hate the slackers, but everyone worships the rich and the beautiful. Why not? I'm one of them. Not all that rich, and see, so obviously, I'm one of them. I'm one of the rich and beautiful. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. It's this that instantly maybe not like her. At least Bruce Wayne is not this arrogant jerk. At least Bruce Wayne is just he's concentrating on other things. He's not touting on the fact that he's rich and handsome or whatever. In fact, you just said that I would rather give up all my billions if I could get my parents back. So we get some at least a little bit of humanity here with Bruce Wayne. But then he walks into school with this nice, like edgy school shooter trench coat on. So this is Bruce, and he's a card carrying member of one, uh, and he's really smart. He's really he's really smart, really real well educated. That's essentially where we're going here. And then here it is, chat. I want you to let's have a little rundown of what we're going to see here. Okay, okay. Let's give a rundown of what we've seen so far from Bruce Wayne. So far, Bruce Wayne is confident. He's very he can charm his way through things. He jumped in to save a kid, to save Dick Grayson, and was expelled for it. He's a man of action. He's very confident. You would think that it would be Selena Kyle coming onto him, and that even if he were to interact with her, he would be very confident, maybe aloof. He would be cool. He probably wouldn't care that he sees Selena Kyle as a friend, if anything. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's see what happens. A space oyster. So is she Mary Sue? Well, I don't want to put a tag on it just yet, but yes, yes, she is. uh, she is though. She is. This is a fan fiction level story chat. Of course she is. So that they're interacting. You think Bruce Wayne will go, "Hey, what's going on? I have better things to do. I'm Bruce Wayne." However, she goes, "Oh," so Bruce Wayne starts off with this. He goes, "Take a picture." So Bruce Wayne is staring at her. She caught his attention because that's super special, awesome. She got his attention. Not Bruce Wayne, not the charismatic, rich, aloof, charming Bruce Wayne catching her attention. It's she who caught his attention. Okay, Bruce Wayne caught onto her, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." And she goes, "Don't worry, relax. I was just joking. Interested in joining the photography club, are you?" "I'm not interested." "I'm not interested." I like how he speaks he says, "I'm not interested. Miss Kyle, I'm not interested. He goes, what else do you like? Wouldn't you like to know? I wouldn't not want to know. Ah, this dialogue. This dialogue is all cutesy, and of course, it's this dialogue. They all speak the same way. They only have one personality to write, I guess. It means definite. So yeah, Bruce Wayne instantly becomes jelly at the first sight of her. This all of his confidence, all of his alpha mode just switches off in front of Selena Kyle, and it gets worse. Chat. It gets so much worse. But nothing is worse than what they did to Jack Napier slash the Joker. It will absolutely infuriate you. If you think you're angry now, if you think you don't like this now, you think this is terrible writing so far, you just wait, chat. If we get to the end, if YouTube allows us to get to the end, you just wait. You just wait. You say nothing. This is the photography club. Of course, Jack Napier is in there. Jack Napier is another toady, another tag along, another worshiper of Selena Kyle. And let's see here. Move along, move along. So he's there. He's like, I don't know if we actually met. My name is Bruce. And he says, "Oh, do you remember me? Yeah, uh, like he grew up and all this stuff." So she of course is dominating him. He, she of course is controlling the conversation and she's controlling everything. She's controlling everything. Of course, Bruce Wayne cannot be in control. She can't be the one pining over Bruce Wayne. That would make it an interesting triangle where Jack Napier pines after Selena and Selena pines after Bruce Wayne, who is indifferent. Of course, they can't have that dynamic, can they? Because that would be interesting. Of course, everyone has to worship Selena Kyle, who is now changed from either black or white to Hispanic. Because it's a self-insert chat. Selena Kyle is a self-insert in this one. Okay, thank you much for the five. Appreciate that. What? So they turned Bruce Wayne from a lady killer to a wuss? Yes, they did. Uh, they absolutely did. At least Bruce Wayne got off easy. At least he's just a wuss. He's not a simp. Like there's wuss, and I think simp is below wuss. Jack Napier is a simp in this one. I mean, really dead on. Like if you look at the definition of simp as as it's used colloquially today, it's Jack Napier. He comes in. We come take a look at this? I think I used the wrong lens. He goes, oh sure, just dragging him away. And they kind of fight over her affections. They fight over affections a lot. Because Selena Kyle is apparently just that special. And it becomes outrageous later on, especially what happens later on. But we'll see what happens if we get there. If YouTube allows us to get there. So the one servant is Tanya, Selena, but you've grown a whole lot whiter since you were a child. What happened? What did the art do? What did the artist do to you? Got more woke. That's what happens when an artist gets woke, Chad. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Just another Saturday. So there's always these weird parties, I guess, every night, and the scam. Okay, so look at this. This is a like a rundown warehouse of a building. Who in their right mind would go here voluntarily? And then the inside is a party full of teenagers, I guess, drinking underage, all that good stuff. The usual stuff. The usual stuff. But what rich kid would go here? And that's important because the Joker, Jack Napier's whole scam is ripping off rich kids and gambling. So obviously they apparently get a lot of rich kids to go to this really low down place where you are pretty much guaranteed to be robbed anyway. So what's the why how would you get rich kids to come here? It's like okay, so we have this they say that everyone who's anyone is here. Sure, sure. Here's a gambling spot. Let's see, Alex Halo, thanks very much for the five. I'm going to have a watch a certain magical index later for a good love square and the Batman show. This book is killing me. And you haven't seen anything yet, chat. You have seen nothing. You've seen nothing. So they join cards. Jack Napier is he cheats. That's how he wins. He cheats. Uh oh. Uh oh, chat. Might have to end up reloading it again. Hope we're still online. Well, I might have to end up reloading it again. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and reload it. So here we go. Take it off screen. Get it reloaded. See here. Let's see here. Let's see here. The whole comic is narrated, isn't it, Zofats? Yes, it is. Selena Kyle is pops in with a voiceover to highlight to explain to you what exactly it is you're seeing. It's incredible. It's incredible, chat. So yeah, I mean, it's they do terrible things. These characters. These characters are not these characters. Okay, the characters are not. This is not Selena Kyle. This is definitely not Jack Napier, and it's definitely not Bruce Wayne, and it's definitely not Dick Grayson. It's just not these characters. Just use the Batman label and use the names of these characters, just to sell books. The one servant of Tanya, did they make Joker marry Sue as well? No, they didn't. That's one thing they didn't do. So Joker's at least marry Sue of them all. He's always losing. He's always losing out on stuff. He's always failing. Bruce Wayne is just kind of Bruce Wayne still, sort of, mostly. Selena Kyle is more or less a Mary Sue. She's stand-in. She's always right. She always gets the better of everybody. Uh, she's pretty much a Mary Sue through and through because they make as awesome as Bruce is, she's characterized as better in all things. And let's see. I think the one time Bruce actually gets a win over her, just a slight win over her, it ends up being a win for Selena Kyle in the end. So yeah, Comicsology has a little hiccup here. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's you're gonna be surprised at what's going to happen, Chad. It's getting pretty terrible. It's so a big Mary, one of the biggest Mary Sue moments is actually coming up. If I can get the comic book back up again, if I can just get the comic book back up and running again, we'll see one of the biggest moments for Selena Kyle. In fact, I think these little hiccups in the comic is helping us because now I can turn it off and show none of the comic for a little bit, which protects us at least a little bit, a tiny bit. But it's about to get really interesting, chat. You'll see what I mean by saying that she's a Mary Sue. You'll see what I mean at least a little bit. Comicology seems to be having a hiccup here. We'll get back to it in a second. We'll get back to it as soon as possible. As soon as possible. But we're getting there, chat. We're getting there. Don't worry. Let's see here. The author, if they turn the Joker into a into a cockroach, I swear to God, I will bum their nans. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for you. Because that's kind of what happens. The Joker is a simp. He becomes a simp. You'll see. I mean, he has edge everywhere else. Not really so much when it comes to Selena Kyle. Not really so much when it comes to Selena Kyle at all. Aura Master DX, literally shaking with anticipation. I think I am too, Chad. But Comixology won't let us continue. It's still buffering. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can get this up and running. We have to just close it all together. And we'll see what happens all together. But because it gets pretty terrible. Maybe this is a small blessing for you, Chad. You don't have to continue watching it for a second. You get a little break, a little juxtaposition. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, if it doesn't load up, Chad, we might have to just call it a day early. It's been 2 hours anyway. But if it doesn't load back up, then we're going. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have plenty of internet gas. I checked, but we might have to call it a day early because of the. It won't load again. This is not going to load, chat. I don't know what to do. This is not loading. This is loading forever. So I don't know what's going on. I guess wasn't our day. The internet is just being awful today. It's just being terrible. not being very kind to us whatsoever. Occasionally, much two. Running low on internet gas. It seems I have plenty of internet gas. I should. It should. The meter says we are fully stocked on internet gas, but it's just not running very well. I guess it's because so many people are on the internet, and it's kind of running slowly. Let's see here. Just waiting for it to load. It loaded a little bit. It loaded a little bit, tiny bit. You might have to be a little patient here while it fixes itself. Let's see here. Christoph's cozy. I'm just sitting here thinking who is even the target demographic for this stuff. Apparently, teenage girls, high school girls, maybe even like elementary school girls, kids, essentially, more or less. Was the targeting towards girls? I think that's a target audience, but they're just not really doing all that great of a job. Zofrest, don't blame the internet. The comic is what is awful. A comic was so awful. It not only did it kill Bruce Wayne's parents, it broke the internet. Let's see here. Okay, Comixology. I guess you're not going to work for me. This is how you're going to treat me, Comixology. I bought your disgusting product, and you're just not going to work for me. Let's see. Let me check one thing, chat. And check one thing. See how it goes. Let's see. Dead. I know a girl in my class. She would read this. I don't think very many people would read this. I think that a lot of these social justice stuff, it is made. They're thinking that all these people were going to buy it. They think that, oh look, we stuck it to the man, we stuck it to all of those evil white cis straight men, and they're going to be angry, and that's our goal. And all these people are going to buy it. Everyone's going to be having a good time, laughing at these people. But the thing is, it doesn't seem like a lot of people actually buy them, other than critics, to make fun of it. And it seems to be the case here. It seems to be the case because I don't know how many people bought this stuff. I do not know how many people bought this. Let's see. Barry Ben, do you turn off ad block? Oh yeah, the ad block. I didn't turn off ad block, but Comixology shouldn't have ads. It's a paid service, so they have no right showing me ads. That's for other comics. So yeah, everything's taking forever, chat. Everything's taking forever. This is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I have no idea why it's doing this. Let's see. I'm not even sure like regular YouTube is working. Yeah, everything is not working right now, chat. Nothing. It's not our day. It's not our day, chat. It's not our day at all. Let's see here. It's just taking forever, chat. I don't know if you want to wait for it. We'll see what happens. But okay, it's loading up a little bit. Loading up a little bit. It's a tiny bit. This is just awful. It was working so well recently. It was working so well a while ago. Why did you have to stop on us now? Why did you have to stop on us now? It was going so well. Lucky Jinx. Yeah, the fan fiction I used to read was far better than this. At least they stay true to the character. Well, characters, yeah. Because usually fan fiction, or sometimes fan fiction, is they're actually fans, so they're in a better position. They're in a far better position. This person was not a fan of Batman. They just wanted to use Batman's name to make sales. Wait on it. It's not responding. I have to wait. Servants and Tanya are still. SJWs are still going to hate this because the main character looks like a normal woman and not a blob of ugly fat. Yeah. SJWs might hate it, but that's what the little girls are the target audience, like the elementary school girls, the high school girls are looking for. What they want this outrageously beautiful main character they can step right in. Uh, that's the idea anyway. That's the idea. Okay, chat. Looks like nothing's working. It looks like we're gonna have to call it a day. It stopped working on us. Comicsology stopped working on us. The internet stopped working on us. Maybe we'll continue Monday. We'll continue Monday. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to call it a day early. It looks like this is not working. It is not working. I apologize for that. I did everything in my power. I checked the internet. I troubleshooted it. I have a Ethernet cord. Everything has been done. Everything in my power has been done to make sure this went smoothly, but it didn't. There was just one technical issue after another. So I guess we're going to end it here. It's not responding. It's just loading forever. I restarted it. I've reset it. I've said wait, and it's not doing anything, chat. It is not doing anything. So you mentioned it, criminal imagination. Thing mentioned 5. I can't even call this malfiction. This is just smut. Yeah, this is just smut. It's just so awkward and terrible. It's just so awkward and terrible. But I'll tell you what, chat. If you want to, maybe hopefully Yellow Flash's internet is working better. Uh, but so I'll be on his. I should be on his stream tonight to go over Gotham High again. So we're going to. So if you want to catch up there, then hopefully that'll work out better. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to continue. Zofrats, at least the boss didn't kill the stream. Yeah, at least the boss didn't kill the stream. At least there's that. At least there's that. Anyway. Well, thank you very, very much for joining me. I apologize it couldn't go longer. At least it was at least we got it in around 2 hour mark. It wasn't a total loss of a show. We still got some a good look at it. And I'll see about continuing it Monday. I'll see about hoping that Monday will do the trick. I see a Lucky Jinx, thank you much for the 5. Appreciate that. Well, gracias, Diablo. Or is it Diablo de Literatura? My Spanish is worse than my English, despite being Hispanic. Oh, no problem. No problem. You probably about it's probably on par with how the main writer of this comic understands how Chinese works or how continuity works. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So I mean, yeah, I mean your Spanish is pretty good. It's pretty good. So infinitely better, I would say. Infinitely better. Zofrats, good cliffhanger. Turn in later morning to see what the comic did to Joker. Dun dun dun. Exactly. So we still have to see. We can still see what happened to Joker. We can still see everything else, and we have seen Kyle's first uh, example of Mary Sudom. The first real example to look forward to. Guardian Naga, thank you for doing this though. Oh, no problem, no problem. And we'll continue on Monday, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So thank you for joining me, chat. I hope you had at least a wonderful time while it lasted, and stay safe. And I will see you all